I woke up at 5 a.m. every day for 7 days to show to myself that I can actually do something productive and achieve all of my goals. Today I'll be sharing my day 0 through 7 experiences, how it worked, and the results I found. So stick around to the end to learn if you should actually invest in this habit that's been so promoted on YouTube. But first, a bit of context. So a couple weeks ago, I realized that I was procrastinating a ton, and a lot of the things I wanted to do were not getting done, and I was super busy and was just making a ton of excuses. So, to try to fix things, I embarked on this challenge to learn how to commit to something important and also learn how to change my life in the process. If I don't lock in here, I won't be able to do anything else that I want to do this summer because I'll be doing all the work I should have been doing earlier on instead. So stick around to the end of the video and let's get right into it. On day 0, nothing much really happened because I spent a lot of the time preparing for day 1 actually, where I would make sure that all my work was done ahead of time and that I wouldn't have to actually stay up that night to ensure that any work got finished. But the fun starts on day 1 because if I don't wake up on time on day 1, then I've already failed the challenge. On day 1, it was definitely difficult getting up out of bed at 5 a.m. when I'm so used to getting up at 6 or maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. I was super groggy and very lethargic, so I had to make myself some tea. However, when I got downstairs, I was actually able to get a lot of work done. So I definitely understood what all those gurus and course sellers were talking about on the internet. But let's see what happens on day 2, because honestly, I'm sure it'll be incredibly challenging to wake up and repeat the same effects on day 1. Day 2 was not that much different from day 1. It was incredibly difficult getting out of bed. However, I did notice that enhanced productivity and clarity and focus. Being able to maintain that state for a long time allowed me to get a ton of work done, and I was able to actually enjoy this evening and watch anime. So far, I've been enjoying Black Clover. Low-key, this series is peak. But let's see what happens on day 3, because if I fail on day 3, then the last 3 days have been kind of wasted. But things on day 3 were nothing like the past 2 days, because I was extremely busy the night before I went to sleep on day 2. So I ended up actually waking up and oversleeping past my alarm by an entire 30 minutes, causing me to wake up at 5:30 in the morning as opposed to 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, this did bring my productivity and overall work production levels down all the way because I was trying to recover and recuperate from that 30-minute loss of time. But then things got even worse because I spent the entire day outside of the house, causing me to get back even later than I did the night before. Now, this was incredibly concerning because if I didn't make it to bed on time, then waking up the next day on day 4 would be even harder than it was on day 3. But let's see if I'm actually able to do this. But thankfully on day 4, I was able to recover and force myself. I literally had to throw myself off the bed here. But I forced myself to get up at 5 a.m. and I was still able to get all the work I needed to done for that day in about 2.5 hours. However, despite my best efforts, I still found myself extremely groggy. So I found myself turning to yet an additional habit that a lot of people tend to promote on the internet. And that is washing your face with cold water in the morning. Sometimes I took a cold shower. However, the whole point of it was to make sure that I could keep myself awake long enough to actually do my work, which I was able to successfully do. After this day, a lot of things got way easier and I was able to wake up almost with relative ease. However, I was still incredibly groggy as waking up at 5 a.m. is not something the normal person does. So I would say that coming out of day 7, I was definitely able to get a ton of work done that I wasn't able to do before, and it was definitely incredibly impactful. Overall, I realized that waking up at 5 a.m. isn't something you should do by itself. However, it's best paired with other habits like cold showering, drinking a cold glass of water in the morning, whatever it takes to honestly wake you up. But I find that a lot of those other improvement habits that people talk about tend to be paired with 5 a.m. so they can kind of get you in the mood or flow of actually being able to get hard things done on a consistent basis. I hope this video helped you guys figure out if this is actually something you want to do, and I really enjoyed the 7 days, and honestly, I think I'll keep going after this challenge. So if you guys got anything out of this video, be sure to drop a subscribe and join the community. But before you go, if at any point at all you feel like you want to start working on your goals and becoming the best person you could possibly be, check out this video here on goal setting. Alright, I've said enough already. Talk to you guys later and see you in the next video.